wake up, honey.
Wake up, wake up. I don't wanna wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. I don't wanna wake up, wake up. Yeah, I'm straight, never switch lanes. On my job every day, cause it's hard not to see. I came up in a big way, and I hardly ever sleep, but it's like a dream. I don't wanna wake up from, don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up from, I don't wanna wake up from, don't wanna wake up from. Long days, but I know hard work pays, so the money get long too.
It's been 20 minutes. What's he even doing? I came here to learn something. What's the substitute teacher even doing? And where's the rest of my class? This whole class stinks. The teacher stinks. I'm here to learn something.
They call me Yoda, and you're gonna learn something today, young Padawan. I'd like to give this song a shout out to all my homies with a brain out there. Let's get it. Listen here, teacher, it's time to sit down. It's my turn to do the talking now. Now perk up your ears and get ready to listen. About to rap about the brain in a detailed description. The brain is made up of two different parts, left and the right, and here's where we'll start. The left controls the right and the right controls the left. When talking about movement, that description is the best. There's three different parts of the brain we need to dive in. We got the cerebellum, the cerebrum, and the brain stem. The cerebellum sits at the back of your head, controls coordination and balance when you're out of bed. The cerebrum fills up most of your skull. It thinks, it remembers, and it solves it all. The brain stem connects the brain to the spinal cord, controls breathing, digestion, and heart rate. Oh Lord! Now that the basics of the brain have been described, it's time to take a closer look and go on inside. The brain is the only organ lacking in nerves. It feels no pain, but it still alerts. Being made up of water and a lot of fat, it has 100 billion neurons to help it react.
The energy consumed by the brain is a handful, 25 watts, which fills a light bulb.
Yeah, this sounds pretty good. You like this, Lou?
Yeah, I like talking to you, Lance. It's really fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. What do you think it would sound like if someone didn't have a brain?
I mean, kind of like that.
Exactly. They wouldn't be able to think.
No, or maybe a little.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. The cortex and process multiple sensations like sight, sound, and the smells of God's creation. It is also responsible for a few other things, like solving problems with the answers that it brings. Last but not least, it forms and stores memories, controls our movement that is voluntary. Now that you know the meaning of the cortex, it's time to take a look at words that are important.
Being made up of water and a lot of fat, it has 100 billion neurons to help it react.
The energy consumed by the brain is a handful, 25 watts, which fills a light bulb.
You know, Luke, you're actually a pretty cool substitute teacher.
You know, I know. Thanks, Lance.
And you're also smarter than I thought.
You know, Lance, how does it feel to be the only senior in class today?
You know, I'm gonna be honest, it kinda sucks. But since you're super rad, I don't really care. Up next we have the 4 different lobes, each giving off different types of modes. Each lobe is located at a different section. It's very important, so pay attention. At the front of the brain is the frontal lobe. It helps with motor skills and reasoning. Oh, the parietal lobe is in the middle and gives off pressure, touch, and pain signals. Its temporal lobe is located at the bottom. It helps interpret sounds and languages.
Isn't that awesome?
The occipital lobe gives visual information to the retinas. It produces visualization. Being made up of water and a lot of fat, it has 100 billion neurons to help it react.
The energy consumed by the brain is a handful, 25 watts, which fills a light bulb. Lance, did you know that the fact that we use only 10% of our brain is actually a myth?
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm serious, big boy.
Where'd you find that information out?
The interweb.
Ooh.
Ain't that something?
Do you know any more cool facts, or are you just gonna kind of wrap them out?
Well, pretty much no matter what happens, I'm getting paid right now, so I can tell you whatever. So, I mean, do you want me to tell you a joke or something, or?
Nah.
The limbic system contains many important structures, like motivation and emotions.
Look, I am your father. No.
Amygdala is an almond-shaped mass, which produces our emotions and memories from the past. The hippocampus is a memory indexer, allowing us to recall information now or whenever. The hypothalamus is about the size of a pearl, so it wakes people up all across the world. The thalamus is made up of gray matter cells, sending messages from the spinal cord to the cerebrum as well. Now that we're done with the limbic system, you should feel really good about this and gain some wisdom.
Being made up of water and a lot of fat, it has 100 billion neurons to help it react.
The energy consumed by the brain is a handful, 25 watts, which fills a light bulb. So after all this talk about the brain, I was just wondering what your favorite part of the brain actually was, Lance.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I love the whole freaking thing.
The whole kit and caboodle?
Oh, yes. Now, we only have time for one verse. Do you want to share it, or?
I mean, I usually would take it myself, but I mean, I'm feeling pretty hospitable today, for sure.
And I'm feeling pretty on cue, so let's do it.
Let's do it, big boy.
Now the basic overview of the brain itself. It's about to come up, so listen well. It does calculations, it makes interpretations, it doesn't overheat while it solves your complications.
It gives you different sensations, it has no limitations, and gives each and every one a different imagination. The plasticity of the brain allows it to repair, which helps protect the brain and keeps you well aware. The brain can be complicated and hard to understand, but by listening to this rap, your grades will be just grand.
Now that you know all the stuff about the brain, it's time for us to sign out. We'll see you later, gang.
Peace out.
Being made up of water and a lot of fat, it has 100 billion neurons to help it react.
The energy consumed by the brain is a handful, 25 watts, which fills a light bulb. Well, I think that about sums it up for the day, Lance. I think you're free to go home if you like.
I mean, there is a little bit instrumental left. Are you trying to get jiggy?
Well, I can always get jiggy with it, Lance.